Hum-pa-da-ba! The Happy Prince, a story by Oscar Wilde, adapted by yours truly, Jeff Gere, for your pleasure. In the old town there was an old square, and in the center of the old square was a giant column. On the top of the column, a full figure of the Happy Prince. Oh, he was a striking figure, all right, all in gold, with blue sapphires for eyes and a red ruby on the hilt of his sword. Everyone walking by had a comment. Wow, he makes me want to live a better life. I want to stand up straighter and brush my teeth more. I can't believe we spent so much money on something like that. Art. I'm glad somebody around here is happy.
He looks to me like an angel. Oh yes, I've seen them in my dreams.
Now towards evening, when the moon was rising, a swallow came flying by. I hope there are accommodations made. I've been flying all day. Oh, a statue. That'll do me fine. And he touched down between the legs of the prince. Ah, a golden bedroom. I know, I should already be in Egypt with the rest of my friends, but I just couldn't leave her. The reed swaying in the breeze just touched my heart. All summer I courted her. My friend said, she's nothing for conversation. She has too many relatives and no money, but I loved her. And when my friends left for Egypt, I just couldn't tear myself away. Until a few days ago when it got too cold. And I said, are you coming with me? I'm going to Egypt. She said, no, I'm attached to my land. I said, you've been playing with me all summer. You're playing my heart, you coquette. And I flew away. And here I am with a golden bedroom and a beautiful view and lots of fresh air. Tomorrow I leave for Egypt. And that's when it happened. A drop? Why, there's not a cloud in the sky. I can see the stars. The weather in Northern Europe is just horrible. And then it happened again. What good is a statue if it can't keep the rain off your head? Oh my. The cheeks of this statue are wet. I believe this statue is crying. I must investigate. And he flew up to see what was up. Hello, who are you? And why are you crying? Well, I never cried when I was alive. I lived for the garden in the daytime, and at night I danced my life away. They called me the Happy Prince, and happy I was, if pleasure be happiness. Then I lived, and then I died. And now they have put me up on top of this column, where I cannot help but see all this misery and suffering of my city. Oh dear. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not help me? I am attached to this pillar, and I cannot move. No, 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 I cannot stay. I am wanted for in Egypt. Why, even tonight my friends will be sleeping in the Pharaoh's tomb. The Pharaoh is wrapped in yellow linens. He smells of spices, and his hands are like withered leaves. No, I cannot stay. Look. Where? You see the curtain blowing? See the open window? That is the poorhouse. Do you see the woman there? She is bowing her head. Her hands are swollen, for she has been working so long on the skirts for the queen's next ball. Oh dear. Look in the corner of the room. Do you see the boy? He is sick with fever. He is calling for oranges, but the woman has no money and can offer him only river water. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, take the red ruby from the hilt of my sword and take it to the woman. She is so sad, and the boy is so hot. I don't really like boys. Why, all summer, 2 boys threw stones at me every day. Of course, I was too fast, but it's still, the impudence. Still, I will do as you say. Thank you, swallow. So the swallow plucked the ruby from the hilt of the sword, swooped through the city, and finally made his way in the window, dropped the red ruby into the hands of the woman who was asleep, and dashed his wings around the head of the boy. And as he was leaving, the boy said, oh, I feel cooler. Maybe I'm getting better now. It took the swallow a bit of time before he came back to the prince. But when he landed, he said, you know, it's very cold here, but I really feel warm. That is because you have done something wonderful for someone else. Oh, I never thought of that. And as he started to think, he fell asleep. For thinking always made him sleepy. In the morning, the swallow flew down to the edge of the water to wash. As he was flying, the professor of ornithology saw the swallow and said, "What? So late in the season? I must write an article about this." That evening, the swallow flew back to the happy prince. "I am off to Egypt now. Can I get you anything?" "Swallow, swallow, my little swallow, will you not stay with me and help me again?" "I cannot, for in Egypt my friends are already going to the second cataract. There, if you know where to look, you can look into the blue waters and see the Queen of the Nile sitting on her granite throne." "Swallow, swallow, look over there, in that garret, in the top of the house. See that little room?" "Yes, I see it." "See that man? His hair is wild and his eyes are dreamy. He is a playwright and he is trying to finish his play. But he has run out of food and out of fuel, and he cannot think for cold." "Swallow, swallow, will you not help the man finish his play?" "You want me to take another ruby to him?" "No, I have no more rubies. So please pluck out the blue sapphire from my eye and take it to him so that he can finish his play." "But if I take out your eye, you cannot see." "Swallow, swallow, do as I command." So the swallow flew up, plucked the eye out of the prince, and flew through the city. It was easy to get inside the room. There was a hole in the roof. He flew in, dropped the blue sapphire into the hands of the man, and as he flew away, he heard, "What? I have a secret admirer. I will sell this jewel and finish my play, and all things will be well. I will be discovered. I will have success." And he seemed to be happy. In the morning, the swallow flew down to the harbor to watch the sailors putting the things into the ships. "Heave ho, men, heave ho. We've got to get out of here before the winter comes. Things are getting cold. We don't want to be frozen in." And the swallow said, "Tonight I fly to Egypt and join my friends." But no one listens to a swallow. That night he flew up to the prince and sat on his shoulders to say goodbye. "I am off to Egypt. Is there anything I can do for you?" "Oh, little swallow, I need nothing from Egypt, but I need your help here." "I cannot stay. It is too cold here." "Huh. In Egypt, no one is cold, and the sun falls down on one thing and all, and on the backs of the alligators, whose heads go from left to right, from side to side, slowly, ever onward. Swallow, swallow, will you not see it? Down below in the courtyard." "Who is that?" "See the little match-head girl? She's selling matches every day, but today she has dropped her matches into the water, and they are soiled. If she goes home without any money, her father will beat her. She has no shoes on. She has nothing on her head. She is so, so cold. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, pluck out the sapphire from my other eye and take it to the girl so that her father will not beat her." "But if I pluck out your other eye, you will not see." "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, do as I command." So the swallow flew up and plucked out the eye of the prince. And then flew down, put the blue jewel into the hands of the girl. "Oh, wow, what a beautiful piece of glass." And she took it home to her father. Then the swallow flew back to the prince and said, "Now you are blind. Now you cannot see. Now I will stay with you always." "No, little swallow, it is too cold for you here. You must fly to Egypt." "Now I will stay with you always." In the morning, the swallow began to tell stories to the prince. "When I was in Egypt, I could watch the tall ibis standing on their legs, fishing goldfish out of the blue Nile. I talked to the Sphinx, whose head is a human, but legs are that of a lion. And he's lived in the desert since the beginning of time. He knows everything about everything about everything. These are wonderful things that you share with me, but there is nothing more miraculous than the suffering of humans. There is no mystery greater than the suffering of humans." Now I cannot see, and so I will ask you, fly about my city, come back and tell me what you have seen. So this started. The swallow left the prince, flew about the city, and finally returned to report. "Oh, my prince, I have seen many disturbing things. I have seen the rich making merry in their homes, full of food, while outside their gates the poor are starving and freezing. I have flown down the dark corridors and looked into the vacant eyes of starving children. I flew under a bridge, and there two boys clutched each other. 'Oh, we are so cold. Oh, we are so hungry.' 'You cannot stay here. Move along,' said the guard. And the two boys, still clutching each other for warmth, walked out into the freezing rain. Oh, my heart is breaking. I still have gold leaf. You must take it from me. Take it off leaf by leaf and give it to my poor, for the living always think that gold can buy them happiness." And so it began. The swallow began taking off the leaves of gold, bit by bit, and giving them to the poor. And soon the streets of the square were full of happy children. They sang in one voice, "Now we can eat bread." And soon the gold was gone. And then the streets were full of rain. And the rain turned to sleet, and the sleet turned to snow. And the whole city was covered in white cloth and silver. Everything was freezing, including the swallow. When he knew that he was going to die, he flew up to the happy prince for one last visit. "I have come to say goodbye." "Oh, little swallow, I am glad you are leaving to go to Egypt. It is far too cold for you here." "It is not to Egypt that I fly, but to the house of death. But before I leave, I ask you, can I kiss your hand? For I love you so much." "No, you must kiss my lips, for I indeed love you too." And so the swallow kissed the lips of the happy prince and fell dead at his feet. And then there was a loud crack. It was the lead heart of the happy prince breaking in two. It certainly was a cold winter. The next day the sun came out, and the city elders were walking, the mayor and the councilman, in the town square. The mayor looked up and said, "Oh, no, 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 look at the happy prince. How can this be? He's lost his jewels. Why, the gold leaf is washed away. He is not bright anymore. He is not inspiring. If he is not inspiring, he has no usefulness. He looks like a beggar. And what's that? A dead bird at his feet? No, this cannot be. Tear it down. It'll scare the people. Take down that statue. Melt it in the foundry for a new statue. Yes, something more contemporary. Something to inspire the people. I think it should be a statue of me." "No, me, no, me. A statue of me will do. No, me. And they're arguing still. So the statue of the happy prince was torn down and melted in the foundry. One of the workers, looking into the ashes, said, "Hey, look at this. It's the heart of the happy prince. It just wouldn't melt." And he threw it out into the trash, where it landed between the wings of the body of the dead swallow. Oh. God looked down, and said, "Bring me something from my city to inspire me forever." And the angels returned with the broken heart of the happy prince and the body of the dead swallow. Whoa, you have chosen well. For now the golden statue of the happy prince shall stand in my garden, and the swallow shall sing my praise forever and ever onward. And so ends the story of The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde, interpreted for your pleasure by me, Jeff Gere.